All right, welcome. So today we're going to tackle a project that a lot of you might be looking at. Getting the front door panel off a newer Chevy Silverado or a GMC Sierra. You know, whether you're swapping out speakers or fixing a window, this guide is going to make it super simple. Let's dive in.
So you need to get inside your truck's door, right? Maybe for a repair or an upgrade. Look, if you want to get to those speakers or maybe the window motor or pretty much anything inside the door, this is step number one. And I know it can seem kind of intimidating, but trust me, you can totally handle this.
Okay, so before we start pulling things apart, let's talk prep. Like with any project, really, having the right tools ready to go from the start, that's the secret to keeping this whole thing smooth and stress-free.
And hey, the good news? The list is super short. You're going to need a 7mm socket or a driver, a panel popper tool, or, something similar to pry with that won't scratch anything up. And trust me on this last one, a bucket. Or a box. Seriously, we'll get to why that's a total pro move in a minute.
All right, tools are ready to go. Let's get into it. First up, we've got to find and remove all the bolts that are holding this panel on. And yeah, like with pretty much any modern truck, they hide them a little bit.
So here's the magic number, 4. There are exactly 4 7mm bolts holding this thing on. That's it. And knowing that number is key because the last thing you want to do is start yanking on the panel when there's still a bolt holding it tight.
Okay, so where are these 4 bolts? Well, 2 of them are super easy. They're right on the very bottom edge of the door panel. You can't miss them. The other 2 are a little sneaky. Look inside that little cubby where you grab the door to pull it shut. You're going to see a little rubber mat in there. Just lift that mat up and bam, there are the last 2 bolts.
Okay, all the bolts are out. So now the only thing holding the panel on is a bunch of plastic clips. Our next job is to pop all those clips loose, carefully, but, with some purpose, to get this panel free. And here's some real-world advice, right from the source. You've got to pull pretty hard on this thing. I mean, it takes more oomph than you might think. So don't be shy, but be smart about it. Try to grab the whole panel when you pull. That way you're spreading the force out, and you're way less likely to crack the plastic or just rip one of the clips right out of the panel.
So here's how you do it. Start at a bottom corner and just give it a good firm pull. You'll hear a pop, and that's a good sound. That means the clip let go. Now just work your way around the edges, popping as you go. Once they're all free, the panel won't just fall off. You have to lift it straight up to get it off the hook on the windowsill. Oh, and one last little piece. That small triangle seal up at the top front corner, that just pulls straight up and comes right off too.
Okay, the panel's loose from the door, but whoa, hold on. Don't just walk away with it. It's still connected by a cable and a wiring harness. And honestly, this next part is where you want to be the most careful.
And hey, remember that bucket I mentioned? This is its moment to shine. Just rest the door panel on the bucket. It'll hold the weight so you're not putting any strain on those wires and cables. Plus, it frees up both of your hands to work on the connectors. It's such a simple trick, but man, it makes a huge difference. First, let's get the door handle cable. Find where it connects. You'll see the plastic housing. There's a little trigger on it. All you do is push down on that trigger, and while you're pushing, just pull the whole housing out towards you. Once that's out, the little metal end of the cable just lifts right out of its slot. Easy. All right, next up is the big electrical connector. You might want to pop the little clip holding it to the door first, just to give yourself some more slack to work with. Now look closely at the connector. See that gray lever? That's a locking lever. You have to flip that lever all the way up. As you do it, you'll actually feel it push the 2 halves of the connector apart. Once it's all the way up, the plug just comes right out.
And there you go. The door panel is completely free. So you go do your repair, do your upgrade, and when you're ready to put it all back together, well, the best part is you just do everything we just did, but in reverse.
I mean, it really is that simple. We unplug the harness, so we plug it back in. We unhook the cable, so we hook it back in. We pop the clips out, now we pop them back in. We took the bolts out, you get the idea. It's just a straight-up reversal.
Okay, let's run through a quick checklist to make sure it all goes back together perfectly. Number 1, reconnect the wiring and the door cable before you put the panel on the door. Then pop that little triangle seal back in place. When you go to hang the panel, make sure the door lock pin goes through its hole first, then rest the top edge on the windowsill. Give it some good firm smacks all around the edge to snap all the clips back into place. Screw in your 4 7mm bolts, and last but not least, don't you forget to put that little rubber mat back in the door pull.
And that's it. A job that might have seemed a little scary is actually pretty straightforward when you break it down. And now that you know how to get in there, a whole world of new projects and repairs just opened up for your truck. So, the only question is, what's next on your list?